Today, we will discuss cognitive social psychology and developmental psychology and how they can help us understand social dynamics and conflict behavior. Cognitive theories originated from clinical work. They make emphasis on cognitive processes of categorizing people, things, and events. They present a person as a scientist who creates his or her own concepts and theories about the world. The basic principle of theories is constructive alternativism. It states that people create alternative scientific constructs that provide different views of the world and different interpretations of social reality. The system of constructs helps people predict behaviors and events, and people create their own system. They also have a possibility to rethink, reconstruct their views if needed. One of the most interesting examples of cognitive theory of personality is the theory of personal constructs of Kelly. He describes construct as a concept that we use to interpret or constitute the world. These constructs are used to interpret our past, assess our present, or maybe even forecast events. We create this construct in anticipation of particular event. To make sense about these future events, we invest in the development of constructs as a set of measures that help us to assess the situation. We use them during the encounter as our tool of analysis, and later we can evaluate if they help us to effectively assess information or misinformed us. Based on this evaluation, we revise our set of constructs if needed to make it more applicable and efficient for future events and encounters. People constantly test their set of constructs, improving them and united into superordinate constructs that can be applied across social realities. This construction system can be communicated and can be widely shared within and between groups. Thus, this construct significantly impacts communication between people and groups and impact how conflict develops between different groups and formations. Each of these constructs embodied a positional part of values. The meaning of poles depends on the contrary poles that define both positive and negative connotation of constructs. Because each positive pole can be counterpositioned by several alternative negative poles, the meaning of particular positive pole is verified by the connotation of a specific negative pole. For example, the opposite of kind can be aggressive, or can be skinflint, or bad-hearted. That provides completely different, three different meanings of kind. Thus, opposite pole defines what is the meaning of the first pole. Usually, they are produced by the comparison of three objects or persons. Person usually asked how two people from the list are similar to each other and different from the third one. For example, a person can see her mom and Mandela as both forgiving and herself as resentful. The list of such constructs is produced by proposing different groups of three people. The created constructs are usually put in the table, and the person is asked to assess all people in the list using all constructs. Then, based on specific procedure, we can find connections between constructs and see what structure of consciousness does person have. The construct people use can be verbal or pre-verbal. Thus, sometimes it is hard for people to immediately come with the right word. They also can be core or peripheral. Core concepts are most important ones that usually come into mind first and that are connected with many other concepts. Concepts also can be superordinate or subordinate. Superordinate concepts are more general and can contain a set of subordinate ones. When people recognize that the event lies outside of their construct system, they can experience anxiety. And if they see need for immediate change in their co-constructs, they also can feel threat to their basic values and identities and feel even more anxiety. In my study of structure of consciousness and impact of salience of social identity, I found the structure of constructs of people with salient identity is strongly interconnected and cognitively simple. For example, I found two strongly interconnected clusters. First cluster, for example, included such constructs as clever, kind, wise, generous, and moral. Thus, people's conclusion about behavior of other person logically follow from estimation of just one construct. If people think that this person is clever, they immediately will believe that he is kind, wise, generous, and so on. The word is estimated in this situation as rigidly connected, determined, not admitting various interpretations. Thus, people with such structure of consciousness are prone to conflicts, prejudice, and discrimination. I found the structure of constructs of people without salient identity presented by a set of independent constructs and dependent tools of analysis. So they develop structure of consciousness that help them assess people by a set of separate criteria. They also have an ability to view the world with the help of various criteria and understand the world as complex polymodal, so they have less conflict perceptions and show less conflict behavior. Constructive developmental approach concentrates on psychological meaning of human evolution. Because activities of other people are separate or distinct from us, and their social relations also different from us, we can see them not just as subjects, but as objects, and analyze our relations as object relations. Our actions create context of our personality, and our development construct meaning of our identity. Our development involves very creating the object, this process of differentiation, as well as our relation to it, process of integration. Thus, our life is activity which differentiate and integrate person with others and society as a whole. Kegan describes 5 major stages of development. The central concept of the stage 1 is impulses. Children are able to recognize objects as separate from them, but they still see them as dependent on their feelings, on their perceptions, and they believe that object changes if their perceptions changes. The behavior in this situation is guided by impulses that arrive from immediate relations to the object and simplistic assessment of it. Children could not control their impulses because they are not separated from them, because they are produced in the relations to the object. So behavior becomes completely impulsive. On the stage 2, the central concept is needs. On this stage, children develop internal meaning of self, and they create some private world which separate from others. It leads to the emergence of a self-concept, a more or less consistent notion of me, who I am. Based on this concept, children also develop a sense of agency, their understanding of freedom, power, independence, capacity to make a world controlled by them. And of course, they also control their impulses. But because children are not able to understand feelings or motivation of other people, they do not have shared sense of reality. All objects for them are embedded in their needs. Objects are constituted by the extent to this they either do or do not meet needs of children, fulfill wishes of children, pursue interests of children. Instead of seeing their needs, children see through their needs. People on this stage experience this as manipulation, because in order to keep balance, children have to actually control or at least predict behavior of others. So, on this imperial balance stage, people try to control other people according to their needs. On the stage number 3, self becomes located in the interpersonal relations, embodying a plurality of voices and becoming conversational. People become dependent on interpersonal relations, and they constantly resolve conflict between what they want to do as a part of one shared reality and what they want to do as a part of another shared reality. The aim of people is not to share personal self with others. Instead, the others are perceived as a source of bringing self into being. In other words, people need other to complete themselves, to define the construct of their self-concept, and to create knowledge about themselves and the world. So the major content of the self-image is I am my relationship. On the stage number 4, people recognize that they are not constituted by relationship, but they have relationships. They can reflect upon mutuality, coordinate their interactions, and manage their psychological states. The self-concept is constructed as a system and preserves its integrity based on the set of norms, values, and auto-regulations. It also leads to the development of legal, moral, normative system on the level of society. On this level, relations with others are assessed in the new construct of their place in the maintenance of personal self-system. Thus, the stage requires recognition of a group and its ideology, as well as relations between groups. Thus, people develop loyalties to some groups, see the world and behave based on these loyalties. Now the world is created as a set of groups and perceived as a set of relations between these groups. Finally, on the 5th stage, person is not just constituted by the complex and regulated system of self. It becomes a manager of this system, directing its functioning. People see others not as instruments in achieving needs, as a stage number 2, not as instrument of achieving self-recognition, as stage number 3, or not as a members of in-group and out-groups, as at stage number 4. In this stage, people see others as individuals based on their values, capacities, their agency. People share experiences and guarantee each their partner distinctiveness. The community, now constructed not by groups, but becomes universal, the one that all people are equal and eligible for membership. During this week, we will discuss how developmental approach of Kegan can be used for understanding of conflicts, how each of the 5 particular states can explain dynamics of conflicts. And we also will compare applicability of different theories to the development and resolution of conflict.